At the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix, Kimi Raikkonen came from 17th on the grid to win the race in what was one of the all-time drives, I think we can agree, in the Grand Prix motor racing. And today I'm going to be trying to do the exact same on a 50% race around Suzuka, of course, using the 2005 mod for F1 Challenge. And so here we are then. Apologies for the lack of uploads. I've been really busy with college work, with real life stuff. It's been kind of crazy. I've made one video in the last month and a half, which is not acceptable at all. My apologies. Anyway, enough of that. Fernando Alonso was on the pole. The grid is not the same as what it was in real life. Ralf Schumacher was on the pole for this Grand Prix, how? I'm not quite sure why we did that, to be honest. But I didn't know how to make a custom grid, so we're just going to have to deal with whatever grid we got. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. The challenge is to start from 17th, as you see there, and we're going to win this Grand Prix, you bet. We got 26 laps to do it instead of the 53 because of time constraints. And so yeah, let's get right into this. I'm going to be attempting, it's going to be a 2 or 3 stop. I'm going to be trying doing a 2 stop with this if I'm able to save fuel, which I can usually. And anyway, we are racing here in Suzuka from 17th on the grid, and the rain car of the cane starts behind me. The cucumber himself, one of the goats of Formula 1, I think you'll agree, into turn 1 now. And oh my goodness gracious me, that Minardi just zooms into turn 1. He's on his bloody 2 wheels. What on earth's up? And then that was Patrick Friesacker. What on earth was he doing there? Let's get a replay now. And he just, fuck, what on earth does he think he's doing? He's driving like an absolute monkey. What on earth? I've never seen anything like that. The Jordan goes round, the Red Bull goes round. I'm able to go through it like Lightning McQueen. I come out in one piece. And here's Coulthard then. We're going to try and get a good onboard here in the Red Bull. He gets hit and he goes round. Nothing he can do there. And so I'm able to gain some easy positions there. Up into 15th place. So that's 2 positions gained at the end of lap. Not at the start of lap 1, sorry. And here, Juan Pablo Montoya pulls off to the side already, so McLaren are in the muds, just like in real life, I suppose. So that's me up into 14th, my teammate now out of the Grand Prix before the end of the first sector, which is the most 2005 McLaren thing of all time. Of course, they had the fastest car that year by an absolute country mile, but because of unreliability, they were just mudded. And anyway, now, we've finished now the first sector, and now behind Jacques Villeneuve in the Sauber. I'm going to go down the inside of him and Takuma Sato in the BAR. Fantastic stuff, up into P12. Double overtake there, cheeky dive bomb. It's quite easy to overtake there, so that's not really anything to write home about. But I go wide at the final corner at the bloody Casino Triangle. I'm not quite Casio Triangle, sorry. Casino? That's Monaco. And I don't know what I'm doing now. I go across that massive sausage curb. Jesus Christ, that sent me off to the moon. On lap 3 now, I'm going to go down the inside of Takuma Sato, just like what I did a few laps prior, back up into P12. And here we are then, on Barrichello. This is where I went off the lap before, but it's not going to happen again. Oh no, my days, Takuma Sato just gone around the outside of me, made me look like a mug. How's he done that? On the replay now, on board Takuma Sato, he cuts the corner, but we won't talk about that. He mugs me off around the outside, so I'm not sure how he's done that, but anyway. Cutting on now, starting lap 4, behind the slipstream, I pull out alongside, and I'm going down the inside, into turn 1, into 2, and that's me back up into P12. I'm fighting for P12 right now, come on, I need to improve. This is not what I need to be doing if I want to win this Grand Prix and actually complete this godforsaken challenge. And anyway, I'm behind Rubens Barrichello now, through the S's. I'm going to go down the inside through wherever bloody corner this is. That was a cheeky move there, up into P11. I have got the pace, I'm really fast, so it should be pretty easy to get gain time on the AI, but it's just getting past them because it's a pretty hard track to overtake at Suzuka, and it's pretty easy to go off because it is quite a difficult one. And on lap 5 now, I'm behind Nick Heifeld, and there's something going on. There's calamity in front of us. Jesus Christ, sorry about that. It's 2 cars in front going incredibly slowly. What on earth was going on there? Let's have a look at the replay now. Okay, here's one of the Toyotas. I think it's Jarno Trulli. I could be wrong. Through whatever bloody corner this is, he gets a tap from behind, and oh my days, he's in the wall on his head. That is not what we want to see. Here's one of the BARs. He just mounts to Toyota. That's a bit dodgy, that one, I can't lie. He'll be lucky to get away without a restraining order. And that was quite a massive crash, that was. As I think that was Jensen Button, because Sato's still alive and kicking behind me. As we're up into P10 now. And the Williams of Heidfeld just goes off there. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but he's out of the race as well. So I'm up into P9 after that. Crazy shenanigans going on into 130R now. I'll go down the inside of David Coulthard's. Brilliant stuff there up into P8. I'm now into the points because, of course, in 05 only the top 8 scored points. And I'm now into the points after 5 laps. That's pretty decent, to be fair, I can't lie. Jenson Button now is in front of me in the BAR Honda as we finish lap 5. Up into P7 now, probably because of, I think someone came into the pits just then. The AI look like they're going to be on the free stop. I might have to switch to a free stop if I can't make my fuel last, but the plan is try my best and try and conserve as much fuel as possible to be able to do a 2-stop. Then I'll gain quite a lot of time there doing one less stop, obviously. About 20 seconds, I think it's the time loss, I can't remember, but going down the pits now into the McLaren pit stop. Let's see what they could do now. How many laps of fuel we put in the car? I can't even bloody remember, I did this just got a while back. Bumping up to 8 laps of fuel. Okay, so lap 14. It's going to be close, it's going to be really close. Coming out of the pits now in P12, Barrichello goes past there. I come out in front of Christian Klein in the Red Bull there as I'm back down into P12 rather. The end of lap 7, I'm going to go down the inside of Barrichello, and he has a look up the inside of David Coulthard there as well, but not to be for Barrichello. He tries to stay around my inside, but it's not going to happen, mate. I'm up into P11 now, see you later, son. As coming on now to lap 8. Is there anyone else in the pits? Not this lap, looks like, but I'm still 7 tenths behind David Coulthard now. Coming through the first few corners, this is where I gain a lot of time, as you can see there. I'm only 2 tenths behind now, so I've gained like half a second just through the first couple of corners. And then through the first sector, the car's just incredibly fast. I'm going left and right like a ninja. You can't catch me. And I'm going down the inside of Coulthard now, up into P10. Jenson Button is 1.5 seconds in front of me. Down the inside in the Casio triangle, up into P9, lovely jubbly, nothing to write home about, but that's what you got to do if you want to get the positions done. Cheeky, boring moves like that, but no, they'll be the most important moves. As going down the inside now, Felipe Massa on lap 9, up into P8, back up into the points. Mark Webber in the BMW Williams is ahead of me now for P7, only half a second as we're going through Degner 1, and I'm on the curb, I'm spinning round. That is not what you want to see. Here we get the replay there. A silly mistake. Of course, it doesn't take me long to make mistakes. I'm just so rubbish. That curb, I mean, the curbs around this track are absolute bastards. As I get hit by Jenson Button, but hopefully I won't sustain any damage, and it doesn't look like I have. So I'm all good to keep going. I have lost a few seconds there, and that could be crucial if I am to try and win this Grand Prix. A few seconds could be the difference between the first and seconds. But we have to forget about that for now, as we go down the inside of Felipe Massa into 130 here on lap 11, up into P6 now. Gain some stops through, gain some positions through pit stops. I go wide again. What am I doing? I don't go over the sausage curbs though, but I've lost the position again to Massa, and Jenson Button blasts past me as well, the cheeky bastard. As we're down into P8 now, through the hairpin we go. I'll move on Jenson Button, a cheeky late brake manoeuvre, as is so common really around that corner. Lap 12 now in the slipstream of Felipe Massa. Giancarlo Fisichella is in the lead. Fernando Alonso, his teammates, only 5 seconds off the lead. I'm going down the inside once again of Felipe Massa. And no, that's pretty much the same move I did the lap prior, up into P6 now. So that's pretty good. Takuma Sato is only 3.5 seconds in front. Michael Schumacher is about 17 seconds off the front 2 Renaults. The Renaults are just overpowered. What is going on? Bloody hell. And in 4th place now, coming across the line, we don't know because they're in the pits. So that was Webber and Massa who were both in the pits, and I'm up into P3 now. But I do need to come into the pits in the next few laps. I've only got 2 laps of fuel left in the car. Just trying to catch my breath. Fernando Alonso there, 23 seconds ahead. That is absolutely crazy. As now we go on to the end of lap 14. It looks like I'm actually going to be able to make it to lap 15 now without having to pit. And now only a second off Fernando Alonso, who's just come in for his 2nd pit stop of the day. But he will have to make one more pit stop because there's 11 laps to go, and the maximum fuel you can put in the car is 10 laps. So he will be coming in again. So as long as I'm able to keep up with him, that's me past Alonso. I'm physically past Alonso as I go down the inside there. But yeah, as long as I save in 20 seconds of him after my pit stop, I should be alright. I should be dandy. As now I'm only 1 second off Fisichella, so he also has pitted. So I've got one more stop to do. These boys have also got one more stop to do. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Now as we are gained only half a second there behind Giancarlo Fisichella. Through the hairpin where I'm going to gain a lot of time because I'm late on the brakes compared to the AI. I do go wide there though, which isn't ideal. But I'm able to stay within touching distance of the Italian in the French car. as now we're going down now into the spoon curves, only 3 tenths behind Fisichella. We gain a lot of time there, of course. Getting a lot of time on the braking zone because the AI seems to be really cautious for some reason when it comes to braking. I'm going around the outside of Giancarlo Fisichella here, side by side, on the outside, down the straight we go, and I'm taking him for position 1. I will be fast in the straight line because not only have I got a Mercedes engine, but also I've got less fuel in the car, so the car is lighter. Coming in now for the final pit stop of the day, because I reckon there's 10 laps to go, and I'll be putting in the max fuel loads, which is 10 laps, so I reckon I will be able to make it to the end of this Grand Prix, just about, if I'm careful. So that means as long as I stay within 20 seconds of the Renaults, I am in for a fine chance of actually winning this Grand Prix. This is a long pit stop though. This is where we're going to lose a bit of time here because we're putting in the max fuel loads. 13.7 seconds is a crazy pit stop, so we have lost a few seconds there in the pits alone, which we will have to make up just by being a quick driver, which probably won't happen because I'm not a quick driver. Lap 21, the end of lap 21, I'm behind Michael Schumacher now, who he does have to pit again, but I still want to get past him so I have clean air to chase down the Renaults. Pardon me, I had McDonald's earlier, it was pretty nice. Anyway, we're less than a second now behind Michael Schumacher in that god-awful Ferrari course through the second corner now. We're coming on to the end of lap 22 almost. Onto the back straight and behind Michael Schumacher in the slipstream now. Should be able to gain on him, and it looks like I am now. Coming towards 130 yard. Am I going to go down the inside? Yes I am. I'm going to be that bastard. Down the inside through 130 yard. I get a bit loose with the car there, and he's still by my side through the Castillo chicane now. I'm on the outside, it will change to the inside, and I've got the move done. Brilliant stuff. Michael Schumacher now is a second behind me. He's done for. Fisichella came in for the pits now, and Fernando Alonso now is my only op, and he's 22 seconds ahead. As now here he is then, coming in for his pit stop now. This is synced up. This is what the gap is now. We come into the pits now. I've still got one more sector to complete up the lap, so I'm quite far behind. I need to have a miracle of all miracles of final sectors here. We're coming towards the Castillo Triangle. We need to brake as late as possible without absolutely blowing up, and I haven't blown up. Coming out of the final corner now. Fernando Alonso has just come out of the pits. He's coming out of pit lane and he is a few seconds ahead, and that is really annoying because he's pitted on the last lap. Because why on earth would you do that, you stupid idiot? And he's still 3.5 seconds ahead in front of me, which I will not be able to catch in one bloody lap. So this is what I mean, guys. The spin I had early in the race probably has cost me this Grand Prix victory, because I must have lost at least 4 or 5 seconds through that mistake, and that's what's pretty much lost me the Grand Prix. I could have actually completed this challenge, but I failed once again, as usual. Fernando Alonso wins the Japanese Grand Prix, and I come home a very depressing second place, 3.5 seconds off. The pit stop was long, but it was necessary to make it to the end. The spin cost me a great amount. Starting in 17th cost me a great amount, but of course that was the challenge, so we can't use that as an excuse. And then we go, guys. Sorry about that one then. That was pretty fun though. I did have a good time recording this episode of whatever this bloody is. Career modes, I haven't uploaded that in a month, but yeah, I've hit sort of a roadblock in that, where I'm not really enjoying it. But I have got a few episodes that I have recorded already, so I might upload those. But yeah, career mode's at a bit of a low point at the moment, so I do apologise for that. I'm sort of experimenting with other videos I want to make. But yeah, career mode, I will at least finish 2002, and we'll see where we'll go from there. Fisichella is in 3rd, Button is in 4th, Schumacher 5th, Michael Schumacher 5th, Ralph Schumacher's in 6th, Mark Webber 7th, Takuma Sato scores a point at his home Grand Prix, Barrichello's in 9th, Felipe Massa 10th, David Coulthard is in 11th, Villeneuve in 12th, Christian Klein in 13th, 14th is Montero, Albers is the last of the finishers, and everyone else retired from the Grand Prix, including my teammate who retired on the first lap. So that is the end of this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will be able to make some more videos now. I'm a bit less busy with college work, so bless, hopefully. Swear down. See you guys next time.